Welcome to this presentation that we are going to give you today. Let's jump immediately into the subjects and let me share my screen. The presentation that you're going to listen and watch to today, it's all about health and it's all about staying healthy. What you can see here, this is the region where the company I'm working with is coming from. This is from Scandinavia in the very north of Europe. So it's all about feeling good, staying fit, and being healthy. And if we want to say a wish until the last days of our lives. So normally, this should be possible. Medicine has so much improved, all these techniques to check the bodies, that has also improved. So why are there more and more health-related problems? Why are they increasing? So it's really time to ask, what's the source? What is really the why? Because it's a global problem. It's not just in one little region. Let's say the linking point of all that, it's about everything that we put into our body. So the nutrition. Hippocrates, this old Greek philosopher and doctor, he already said many, we can even say 1,000 years ago, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. I think this is a point that we have really neglected within the last 70, 80 years. And this is exactly this linking point, globally spoken, that creates these health-related problems, these chronic diseases, these autoimmune diseases, these cardiovascular problems, many skin problems, talking about autoimmune diseases, allergies, different gut digestion related problems. So it's really a big thing for many people of all ages. Diving a little bit deeper into the subject about food. I just said it was about 70 to 80 years ago. So why do I say that? Because 70 or 80 years ago, we used to eat what Mother Nature gave to us. So we had sheep or cattle, so meat or even fish that ate natural things. So sheep ate herbs and flowers. Fish ate algae or other fish. And they didn't get soy or corn pellets, prepared food, artificial food, so to say. And also our vegetables, our fruit, they were growing in real earth and not just in these little plant plates where we have salad growing. So our food was rich of micronutrients, of phytonutrients, of fibers, and especially also full with healthy fats. And here I will dive a little bit deeper into the subject of essential fatty acids. So to say, fatty acids that our body has to get from our nutrition. We can't produce it ourselves. Nowadays, we have shifted to, it's not just fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever, but it's man-made, industrialized, ultra-processed food. We eat chicken that live in little cages, have never ever seen one grass before. And we eat, as I've already mentioned, salad, tomatoes that have never ever seen the sunlight. So people, the producers, the industry, they take out or they don't even put in what is healthy and natural. They just add then sugar, salt, and cheap fat to make it tasty again. Talking about processed food, for example. These nutrients are little in fibers and also in beta-glucans, something very important for our immune system. And they are really in a big disbalance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. And this is now what brings us over to this big and very important topic of these fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3. Our body is made for a balance of 1 to 1, 1 part omega-6 to 1 part omega-3. Why is that so important? Because omega-6 is starting the inflammation process in our body. So it's not the bad guy, very important for us, because we always need, for example, to attack viruses, bacteria, we need omega-6. But we need the fire extinguisher, and this is omega-3. So if we have lots of fires burning because we ate too much omega-6, we need many people, many fire extinguishers to stop these fires. So if we have more intake of omega-6, we have to have more intake of omega-3. And this is what's happening. We have the problem that scientists say, okay, until 3 parts omega-6 to 1 part omega-3, our body can handle it. But then when we started eating more processed food, more man-made food, it shifted. The turning point was 4 to 1, which was already a situation where the body can't handle the inflammation. Nowadays, it's completely common to see results of 25 to 1 or even much, much higher. I would say it's very common to have between 25 and 45 to 1. So this is now provoking silent and then chronic inflammation all over the body. And it just depends on the weak point of the body where it appears. It can be from the head down to the toes. It can be from the brain to the hair, to the skin, to the all other organs, until the joints and muscles. So it can really touch the whole body. It's always the weak point that is touched. And if we have a little closer look, let's say we take a microscope and we look at our cells, we can examine a red blood cell. And if this red blood cell, the membrane of this red blood cell, is containing too many omega-6 and saturated fats, it becomes very hard and rigid. So nutrients, they can't really get into the cell, and waste can't get out of the cell. And this causes even a problem on our energetic side, because when you have a look here, this is the mitochondria, and this is also a cell membrane. And even this cell membrane can't really work properly. So it will be hungry all the time. Our energy plants, our plants can't be really furnished with all we need. The big advantage is we can bring it back to balance. We can bring this omega-6 level, 3 level back to balance. And then the cells will work correctly again. And as you can see, all cells in our whole body will be touched by that. So cells will become soft and flexible again. Nutrients can get easily into the cell, and the waste products can also get out in a very easy way. Very important to get all the nutrients in function into the cells. So how can we know now if we're in the danger zone? I told you it's pretty safe until a ratio of 3 to 1, but higher level than that, it's really dangerous. So we should really have a closer look, and this is easily done. This is done by a test. This test is called the balance test. And with this test, you just take a little prick in the finger, take 2 blood drops and put them on a little piece of paper and send this test to Norway. In Norway, there is a laboratory specialized on analyzing this kind of test. This is something very unique. So you don't take a whole blood level out of your vein. You just take 2 little drops on this card paper. This laboratory, as you can see here on the left side, they work with big universities, with big hospitals all over the world. And their specialty is to analyze these red blood, dried red blood tests. Worldwide, this company has done almost 1 million tests. And this is, as I told you in the very beginning, really a global examination of blood. So there's lots of analytical data existing. And this is how we can say now, it's really the real, I would say, pandemic. People, 97% in average, are out of balance. And if we have a closer look now, Europe, they are still, let's say, the best ones, with 95% of the population tested being out of balance. In Africa, we have 99%, or in North America, 99% of the whole population that we've tested. If you're curious, you can go on zinzinotest.com and have a look. You go with the cursor over the country, and then you will see how many first tests have been done and how many second tests have been done after a certain treatment and what the average result has been. So this is really very interesting to see which country eats in which way and what effect does that have on the fatty acid level. After about 2 to 3 weeks, you get your test result. It's not with a letter, it's on a website, on this zinzinotest.com website. And it's a very easy system because it's green, you're balanced. Yellow, it's you're semi-balanced. And red is you are unbalanced. And you get all information, the whole information, the background with your test result. You can print it out or just have a look at it. It's self-explanation of the test interpretation. My personal first test 4 years ago, because since 4 years I'm working as a health coach with this system, was 17-1. I am personally a complete food nerd, so I was always taking care of eating organic, of not eating so much processed food, but nevertheless, as you can see, I couldn't handle it. And what you can see here on the screen, we do the first test and we do a second test. I will show you my test result a little bit later then. Who found the solution of bringing people back to balance? There's an advisory board. The head of the advisory board is Dr. Paul Clayton. He's a worldwide very famous pharmaconutritionist. And together with the team of specialists working on the development of the test, of the product, we found, or he found, the solution. And this is the solution. Maybe some of you have already taken fish oil. Normally, most of them know them in capsules, yellow, honey color capsules. But this is much more than that. This is a mixture of fish oil with polyphenols from olive oil. And this is what makes the difference. So we take 60% of omega-3 and 40% of a very, very special pre-harvest extra virgin olive oil. The biggest problem is normally that the omega-3 oil gets rancid. And so it has to be protected from oxidation. And this is not just from outside, from the air, but it's also in our blood system. We all know we transport blood, oxygen in our blood. So if omega-3 touches the oxygen in our blood vessels, it oxidates also. And here you see this oil stability index, where you can see krill oil. So this is normally food for whales. Remains 5 hours before getting rancid. Concentrated omega-3. This is normally what you know from the capsules. 9 hours and it gets rancid. And cod liver, very disgusting. I had to eat that when I was a child, 15 hours. Balance oil, they stopped after 35 hours because it didn't get rancid. Omega-3 takes about 24 hours to reach every cell because it's really for every little cell membrane that has to be delivered by the omega-3. It has to be implemented into the cell membrane. So the solution is this product, as already shown before, the mixture of omega-3 with polyphenols. We also have some vitamin D and also vitamin E added. And I really want to strengthen out. All ingredients are completely naturally sourced. There is nothing artificial in it. So now, if you have an omega-3 product at home, capsules or even a liquid product, have a look if there are polyphenols in there. If it's just written vitamin E or tocopherols or tocotrienols, it's not working. Then you just take a test and check out if you have a good test result. Because my experience, and I've tested more than, I don't know, 550 people, if it's just that, it's not working. Another very important thing, why it works, it's we do a dosage by weight and age. So the younger, the higher the dosage is. Children need more. And we also take a dosage by weight. So a heavyweight person needs more than a very lightweighted person. What you can see here on the right side, we have different flavors, and even the flavors, they are naturally sourced. Zinzino is taking really lots of care to take the highest quality into the products. So as you can see, there is no genetic manipulation. For example, we have also the halal certification. The whole production process is controlled and checked. The fish comes with a certification of Friend of the Sea. So we take the fish that is normally thrown over the boat because they don't use it for the selling of the big fish. And for high sportive people, it's also a very important thing that the products are doping free. So we have this informed sport doping certificate. And as I've already said, naturally sourced ingredients. For whom is it? It's for every age. It's really from the toddler to the old grandfather or the grandmother. Why? As you can see, it's for every age. It's a question of the brain. Our brain is made out of 70% of the brain is made out of DHA, which is one of the omega-3 fatty acids. So if we want to improve our brain function, we have to add some more DHA. Then it's also very good for all ages for the immune system. And it's for the children, very good for growing, for the growth. When it comes to the age of possible reproduction, it's very good for men and women to increase the possibility of getting pregnant. It's very good in general also for the skin, for the hair, and for the nails. And at my age, in the mid-50s, it's also very good for the heart and cardiovascular situation. It's not normal, just to let you know, that people over 50 have high blood pressure, that people over 50 have a high cholesterol level or high triglycerides. All that is not normal. Autoimmune diseases are not normal. These are all signs that there is something not well with your nutrition. And for elderly people, it's also for reducing the metabolic aging. It's also good for the joints and for the bones. Because even this is not normal, that so many people have normal hip operations or knee operations. This is always a result of chronic inflammation. In South Africa, as well as in all other regions, there is a special certification of the health claims. In South Africa, it's by the Sageder, which is a South African Health Products Regulatory Authority. In Europe, it's the EFSA, so it's the European Food Safety Authority, and they give certain health claims. So what I've been telling you, it's a little bit longer, the explanation, but this is exactly, let's say, the detailed health claims that we are allowed to say. And yeah, so now my second test result was after 44 months, after 120 days, it was 2.4 to 1. So I was taking this balance oil with the right dosage regularly, with consistency every day. And I dropped down from 17 to 1 to 2.4 to 1. And of course, you feel the effects. My mind was clear. I was concentrating. Some of my, let's say, age-related problems, suddenly they disappeared. So now I know it's not age-related, it was nutrition-related, and it was an effect of the different inflammations. The second test I want to introduce you, it's a test showing if you are risking to have diabetes 2, or how we call it also an insulin resistance. This is also a dry blood spot test. So you take a brick in your finger and put 2 blood drops on the little paper card. But it gets along with a whole lifestyle questionnaire. In this questionnaire, you have to answer 27 questions, and it will show you something like this. We have detailed results showing an overall health score. So are you living in a healthy way? Is this really keeping your body in a good situation, or are you risking to have a problem later on? Diabetes type 2 is one of the biggest problems nowadays. It's linked always with many other health issues. So to prevent people having diabetes type 2, it's a very important thing. It will show you if you have to change something in your diet or if it's good, if you have to improve your physical activities or exercise, if you drink too much alcohol or you smoke too many cigarettes. So you get a whole overview. You see it's the same system, green, yellow, red, and it will show you where you have to improve. You also have, of course, the HbA1c, which means the long-term blood sugar in your blood. For example, this person had 35 millimole per mole. This is okay, but what we can see, the rest of the lifestyle is not that good. But as I told you, you get some information, some tips how to improve it. On one hand, if you can take some supplements, or on the other hand, also what you can change on your daily lifestyle routines. And then you can even get the comparison. Your first test, your second test, wow, you've improved. So you can really do this tracking for your personal health precaution. So you see, for example, a good example here would be exercise. You had poor exercise in January, but you started doing more exercise, so now it's average. There is still some improve to be done, but it's already getting better. So I think this is also a good motivation part. So this was now the big topic of silent and chronic inflammation. The second part that is always also linked to bigger health issues is your digestion part, talking about the gut health. So it's the big bowel, the gut. The gut, what we know now, is linked directly to our brain. We have lots of nerves around our gut. So we should really treat our gut in a good way. And we should feed our, let's say, companions living in the gut, the bacteria, in a good way. We have good guys and bad guys in the gut. So we should really treat the good guys. And what they need, these are fibers. Fibers, we have them, for example, in the skin of an apple, in the skin of potatoes, but also in the potato. We have them in fruits, in legumes, and also in any kind of vegetables, but also in different seeds. So the more you eat, for example, whole grain flour, whole grain products, where you know, the bread where you still have the seeds inside, for example, the better it is for your gut. Most of the people are eating half of the quantity of fibers they would need on a daily basis. So I recommend the fiber mixture. It's a blend of 8 different fibers on a daily basis. This is to increase, first of all, the good food for our favorite bacteria. But on the other hand, also to increase the volume, to make our gut work. So to go on the toilet on a daily basis. Yeah, so this will improve that. And there are long-term studies showing you can decrease different cancers up to 25%. It's even breast cancer, for example. There is a big study that had been done. So this is a very, very important thing to increase the intake of fibers for your gut health. Another product that I want to present to you, this is multi-immune energy support. It's a mixture of vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, but also, for example, immune improving components, antioxidants. So we take phytonutrients, extract of tomato, extract of green tea, extract of broccoli, for example, and all that improves our immune system, gives more energy to the body, and helps the body to restore, to repair damaged cells that had been damaged through inflammation. We call these 3 products the health protocol. So to balance again, to restore the gut health, and to support and also restore the cells that had been damaged. And if there's also a sleeping problem or maybe a little mood problem, so where you feel tired and you feel sad and you feel depressed a little bit, we have a natural extract from saffron, which is called Afrin. And I recommend this one. This is the happy pill. You can take it in the morning and it will increase your mood, give you more energy, take away this depression because it helps to produce serotonin. And if you take it in the evening, it will increase the production of melatonin, and then it will help you to fall asleep more easily. It's completely natural. So you don't risk even to be dependent or addicted to this one. You just take it whenever you need it. This is one of my favorites. And the last product I want to introduce to this is especially for people having skin problems. So speaking about neurodermitis, psoriasis, or acne, or even some wounds that won't heal. This is nutrition for the skin. It also contains beta-glucans. It's beta-glucans, they show the body like, attention, there was an injury. So body starts repairing and rebuilds new skin. And this is helping for people suffering from psoriasis or neurodermitis in combination with the balance oil to lower the inflammation or get rid of the inflammation and to start the healing process. So this is the whole variety of products. We've already gone through it. And I hope that you find one of the components that will help you personally in improving your health situation or in doing prevention, not to get any of these nutrition-related diseases. Please, if you want to have further information or want to know how much it costs for you and what would be the perfect fit for you, get in touch with the person who sent you this presentation, and I'm sure they're going to answer with big pleasure to you. Thank you very much for paying attention and for being part of this presentation today. And stay healthy and fit. Thank you so much.